Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be doing this look today. It's one of my favorite looks. It's a layered middle part custom unit with body curls. So if you're interested in creating this look, just stay tuned and we'll get right into it. So for this look, you need, of course, your wig cap. I like to use the ones with the elastic band on it already with the net. You need thread, of course, your needle. You're going to need some scissors and T-pins to hold your closure down. And of course, your hair. I'm using hair from Blush Beauty Wigs today, one of my favorite companies, of course. And I'm using, I believe, a 16, 18, and 20 of the loose wave pattern. Using my T-pins to hold it down on each side. It's easier this way to me, just to ensure that it is flat all the way across. I do not want my closure to be humpy or have holes or look crazy. So I'm going to show you how to do it incorrectly. This is when you use no tension. See, you can still kind of see underneath it. It's like a little curve to it. It's up. And then I am going to apply a little bit of tension and slide it back just a tad in the back. And you're going to see that difference with just doing that little trick that I did. And you see, it's completely flat. It's nothing you can see under. You don't want to be able to see the cap underneath. So after you got your closure all down on all four sides, you're going to comb the hair out the way and begin threading. I'm going to finish it off on the side and wrap the thread around the needle 3 or 4 times, and then just pull the needle through just to secure. And I like to do mine a little further back, not just right where the closure starts and meets the cap, just so it's not any little humps with that little knot. And then I'm going to comb all the hair out of the way. As you can see, it is very flat, neat. It don't look crazy. It look like it's supposed to be in the right place, and that's exactly what you are looking for when doing custom units. You always want to make sure your closure and frontals are laying flat and are on point. It is key. It's essential. Okay. So now I am about to start threading and stitching my tracks. I already put a T-pin with a little tension on where I wanted the track to lay, just making sure that it's laying flat, and I'm working harder, not smarter, by using my T-pins versus having to hold the track with my other hand. I can freely and securely make sure that when I'm pulling through on the thread is being held tightly, versus trying to struggle with the long piece that's hanging down. So that's just a little tip. It just lets me know that my tracks are going to be falling in the correct place. I can test out and see how long a bundle is if I'm not familiar with the hair company that I'm working with. I just like to be sure. And with T-pins, you can be 100% sure on where your track is going to fall. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my fold over method, which is pretty simple. I like to thread in the same area at least 3 to 4 times and then secure it just to make sure that it is laying completely flat. I like to again use my T-pins and pull it across. I flatten it with my thumb just to make sure that the track is in place. Just want to make sure that you are applying the right pressure and the right pull on your thread so that it is secure. Now on this part, I like to take it all the way up. I usually pin it as close to the track, as close to the closure as possible, but necessarily I don't sew it all the way up there. I leave a little space just to be able to sew one track around the perimeter of the closure. And I also like to sew here all the way up this close, just because I like to get the maximum use out of my long lengths. I do not like to just stack my long lengths in the back. I think that is crazy. It makes no sense to me. I do not like how it looks. I like my hair to look, my hairstyles to look even all the way through, and I would like to give a lot of body and movement around the face just as well as the back. So I try to even my tracks out a lot just to ensure that the hair is thick all the way through and not just on certain areas. So as I'm finishing up sewing in this bundle, I'm almost done with the unit. I'm just going to continue to track and do my same flip over method I did at the back part. Just going over that same area 3 to 4 times and securing it, and then taking it around and securing it on the other side with my T-pin. So as I'm finishing up the track, I'm going to show you all how my stitching looks. Very neat. All of it looks the same. It's exactly how you want your wigs to look. Like I said, definitely if you're selling them to someone. Okay, I'm about to get started on styling. I like to mix the hair with a little bit of water, not too much to drench it, but just enough. And I go in with my super skinny serum over the hair. I just kind of run my fingers all the way through it just to get it kind of over it. It's a good heat protectant and a good shine after you use your blow dryer, and it gives the hair a lot of movement. That oil is not too heavy. That's why I love super skinny. Love, love, love. I want to share a quick tip with you all about blow drying your extensions. I think it is crucial to go ahead and get that pattern out, especially if you're going to curl it or style it another way. Whenever you go ahead and blow dry, it just gives the hair so much more body, so much more movement, and it also locks in that shine. It is a key to a salon finish style to me. So yeah, that's just one of my little tips I want to give y'all on salon finish. I know a lot of people do this stuff at home, so I just like to tap that in there. As you can see, I'm just adding a few little layers in it all the way around, kind of notching those little ends just to give it a good look, a lot of movement, and it helps with my layers, and it gives it a little bit more fullness to me when you kind of go ahead and do like a little minimum end trimming. I don't do much, just a little bit. Now I'm gonna go in with my Care, I think that's how you say it, wax stick. I love this wax stick. It's one of my favorites. Not my top favorite, but one of my favorites. It actually it's not oily after you apply it or after you use heat on it. So I actually like it, and it has a nice little shine to it. Not too much of a shine, but a good shine. And I like to go through my closure and break it down. It is a key part to a flat closure. You definitely want to go section by section. You can use a hot comb or your curling iron, whatever you feel most comfortable with, and break that closure down, and I promise you the results are way better than just washing it and then just curling it. It lays down way flatter, and also you can make sure that you don't have any tracks showing or anything like that. I like to just go over it and just see up close, and when you do it this way, everything is gonna fall in place perfectly. That's why I said that salon finish. It take those extra little techniques and things that you do that's gonna really switch up your style and make it eye-catching, especially when you're taking pictures or your client taking pictures. But on here, I'm just gonna take my curling iron and do the same thing I would do with my hot comb. I was gonna do some baby hairs, but I'm like, nah, I'll just let the client decide if they want to get them or not, since I am using this as a pre-made wig. I kind of don't do a lot of customizing to them, just enough, but I don't do much to them because some people like baby hairs and some people don't. So it's kind of, I just go in between. But as I said, they already come bleached. I go ahead and bleach my closures and frontals just before. It saves time, and it just gives it a more natural look to me. And I'm going to continue to do the same thing on the other side, just running the back of my curling iron, pressing it down, ensuring that the top part where the lace and the hair meets is laying completely flat. Use Chi Iron, no, I think it's called Chi Iron Guard or something like that. And then I go in with a little bit of my Kenra 18 spray. It's a holding spray. I really like it. It smells good. And then it's not like such a strong hold where it's crunchy. It actually it still lets the hair do a lot of moving and holding the curl at the same time. So I like to curl my hair backwards on each side, if that makes sense. I like to curl going back or towards me, if that makes sense, towards where I'm standing at. It's kind of like that Farrah Fawcett look, Beyonce back in the day, you know, Crazy in Love vibes, when she had the blonde hair all stacked up high. You know, I love that look. I love the movement that it creates. This is just kind of like a shorter version, no color, not as many bundles. So basically not the same hairstyle, but the vibe. Okay, you get what I'm saying. But yes, I just like to make sure that the hair is all going back. I do like to curl at the base as close as I can, because it gives the hair a little bit more lift, and that's what you want. As you can see, I don't really completely slide it all the way to the ends. I am curling at the base. Every time, even when I'm sliding it up, I'm bringing it back to the base. And that's where your lift and your body is going to come from. Even like when you're doing a roller set, you know, the higher you roll the hair, the more body and the higher that the curl will sit up. So, yeah. But I'm sure y'all already know that. And if you don't, now you do. So, yeah, I'm just going to continue to curl everything in the same direction. And then when I get to the other side, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Just curl everything to the back. Oh, and two, when you're curling, you can use pins. Sometimes I don't like to. I usually only use pins if it's super long hair, or if I'm doing like a super tightly curled style ones or something like that. But usually whenever I'm using a curling iron or whatever, I like to hold the curl up and let it cool in my hand, and it same results to me. So yeah, that's just one of my little simple techniques. You don't want the curl to drop and cool that way, just simply because we are using such a big curling iron. We're using a Babyliss 1.5 inch curling iron, and it's, I think, their biggest curling iron that they have. So you definitely want to make sure that you're holding that curl and, you know, letting it cool in your hand, just to get that little bounce back. See, I like to spray a little bit of that camera all over, just to lock my style in before I actually comb it out. And then I like to flip it over, give it a little bounce, get a little body shake, and then spray a little bit more on there. And then kind of locks it in on the underside, which I love. And now we about to comb this out. This is my favorite part. Oh my God, after all that hard work, this will make it worth it right here. And I wish, okay, hold on now. Let me get a pin now. Pin it. Put a pin there. Then we're going to comb it out. But if this was a client, I love seeing their reaction. It's just like they turn into a whole nother woman when you comb their hair out, baby. It puts the look together. It gives it that natural flow, that date night look, it just give it that pop. And I love it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I have many more coming to you soon. Bye.